Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Tyler from Valve News Network, and today I'm going to be talking about everything that came out of the Smissmas 2014 update, including the new beta game mode, Mannpower. Here we go. Now, Smissmas 2014 has been released, and everyone in the Team Fortress 2 community is incredibly shocked. This is an incredible update. Instead of just getting festive reskins, we not only got new weapons and a new game mode, but a bunch of new changes to current weapons that are very welcome to the Team Fortress community. But first and most importantly, let's talk about those new weapons, starting with the Iron Bomber. Now, the Iron Bomber is a primary weapon for the Demo Man, and it is some sort of grenade launcher. Now, the gimmick of this weapon is that the grenades have very little bounce or roll, meaning that they actually just immediately fly towards the enemy on the ground. The grenades do not bounce or roll around at all and makes it very easy to hit your target. The downside is there is a 10% damage penalty on grenades that are not direct hits, otherwise known as grenades that explode on timer, and there is a 20% penalty on explosion radius. The second weapon added is the Quickie Bomb Launcher, a secondary weapon for the Demo Man, and has a 0.2 second faster bomb arm time and is able to destroy enemy sticky bombs. The maximum charge time to be able to fully charge up any sticky bombs is also reduced by half. The downsides here are that sticky bombs fizzle away after 2 seconds, and there is also a 15% damage penalty and a 25% clip size reduction. The last weapon added is a multi-class shotgun called the Panic Attack. The Panic Attack is a shotgun that has a 34% faster reload time. You can hold fire to load up to 4 shells, and the fire rate increases as your health decreases. The downside to this weapon is that the bullet spread itself also increases as health decreases. The second largest part to this update is the new beta game mode, Mannpower. Now, Mannpower mode is actually a take on Capture the Flag and is a in-development game mode that you can test out and play in the Team Fortress 2 beta maps. In Mannpower, there are a bunch of different power-ups that the player is able to collect throughout the entire map to be able to capture the enemy's flag. These power-ups include Strength, which doubles damage for all weapons and disables damage fall off, Resistance, which reduces incoming damage by 50% and also makes the player immune to critical hit damage multipliers, Vampire, which all damage the player deals returns as health and also has a 25% damage resistance and max health increased by 40%, Warlock, which 50% of the damage received is reflected back to the attacker and the max health is increased by 50%, Haste, which doubles weapon firing and reload rate and also doubles the clip size and max ammo, and also movement speed is increased by 30%, Regeneration, which is where ammo, health, and metal can regenerate, and the rate of health regeneration is inversely proportional to the max health, meaning the lower health you have, the faster that health will regenerate. Precision, which greatly reduces bullet spread, and distance damage falloff is completely gone. Rocket and grenade travel speed is also increased by 250%. Agility, which movement speed is increased by 50%, the grappling hook speed is increased, and the jump height is also increased by 80%. Instant weapon switch is also enabled. A critical hit, which temporarily gives full crit power for 30 seconds. And as I mentioned, there is a grappling hook. Every player is given in their action slot a grappling hook, which is assigned to slot 6 in your weapon keys. While using the grappling hook, a rope will search for a surface to latch onto, and once it finds a surface, will immediately pull the player up in the air where you threw the hook. Other changes to standard Capture the Flag include touching your own flag will immediately return it to your base, instant respawns are enabled, random critical hits are disabled, and when the player spawns, there is 6 seconds of invulnerability. It should also be known that your own flag has to be at your base for the opposing team's flag to be captured. This game mode is currently supported on 2 separate maps, which are modified versions of Foundry and Gorge to be able to take a Capture the Flag game mode on those maps. This game mode is in development, but it is very cool to be able to play this very fast-paced Capture the Flag alternative. Of course, since this is the festive season, there will be festive weapons, and there are some cool festive weapons this year. This year we got a festive Bonk SMG, Backburner, Charge and Targe, Shotgun Revolver, and Bone Saw. These festive designs are not that over the top and seem to take the styles of the original festive weapons, where the weapons themselves are just wrapped around with Christmas lights, and my favorite design is the Charge and Targe. It should also be stated that there were quite a few nerfs and buffs given to just Demo Man weapons. The grenade launcher now deals full damage to any direct hit regardless of where it struck the enemy. Sticky Bomb Launcher now has radius ramp up for detonations done in air, and sticky bombs themselves are generally more visible, with a more visible trail while traveling through the air, and they also have a slightly more visible arm particle. The loose cannon's double donk explosive damage now deals full radius damage to victims, and the hidden hidden penalty where cannonballs that touch the world would deal 50% less damage has been removed. The lock and load got a nerf so that each grenade now has damage that will never exceed 124 damage per hit, and also removes the 25% self-damage penalty and adds a negative 25% radius penalty. And the clip size has been changed from 2 grenades to 3 grenades. The bootlegger and Wii Booties has the added attribute of 25% demo charge meter on charge kill, and the Tide Turner was nerfed. There is the added penalty that taking damage while shield charging reduces the remaining charge time, and kills do not fully recharge the charge meter. Only 75% of it gets recharged. The Scottish Resistance now has an increased range check radius from 146 to 100. The Scotsman Skullcutter's movement speed penalty only applies when the weapon is active, and the Clem Memoir now has a 25% demo charge meter on charge kill. Other small changes in this update include Australian weapons being able to be found on all expert tours in Man vs. Machine. No longer will you only be able to find Australian weapons on the 2 city tours. And giftapults have been taken off the Mannpower store and instead have become a craftable item. And lastly, anybody that is a premium Team Fortress 2 player, be sure to get your stuffed stocking full of goodies free of charge from the Mannpower store. Of course, there were cosmetics added, 29 of them in fact, and my favorite out of all of them was the Pocket Mama. I just need money to get keys to be able to buy it.